Chillicothe Mayor Luke Feeney. You're sort of a numbers guy, and the auditor isn't here, so can you tell us about the new budget for the city of Chillicothe?
Sure thing. So we have a kind of a unique rule, maybe not unique, but at least interesting, in that Ohio law requires the newly elected city council to pass the budget ordinance for the year. So some of these folks, their first job was passing a pretty big budget. And so our budgets are broken into different funds. So a lot of people have heard of the general fund. That's the fund that pays police and fire, pays our refuse pickup, all those things. That budget is $31 million, just about. That is just the general fund, so that doesn't include funds like water, sewer. Those are all different funds. And why are they different funds? Because we don't pay taxes for our water and sewer. We pay a fee for those services, and so we keep that money separate so people know that it's treated differently. So we have special funds like street construction, parks and recreation, transit, and the other funds that I just mentioned, what we call enterprise funds. So those special funds, street construction, parks and rec, some of the other ones that are supported by income tax, that has about a $19 million budget. So now we're up to about $50 million. And then we break out the budget into a new section which has to do with capital projects. That budget's around $4 million. And then finally, enterprise funds, which are the funds that we pay for services like water and sewer that are not based on income tax dollars. That's about a $12 million budget. Now, some of those numbers include transfers. So sometimes we transfer money from one fund to another, which kind of inflates what the budget looks like. So if we transfer $1 million from the general fund to the water department or to the sewer department, it looks like an expense from the general fund, but really it's just similar to us putting money from our checking into our savings or from one checking account to another checking account. But if you add all those up, that's about what our budget is total for the city this year. So I think we started with about 31 million, and we added 19 to that, which gets us to about 50 million. And then we added in about 4 million in capital, 54 million, and then 12 million in enterprise. So we're pushing $65 million with this operating budget. And of course, some of those include transfers, but it gives you a sense of the gravity of our budget, the size, economic impact of the city. About 250 employees, police, fire, water, sewer, and all the capital projects that are come from those departments. So that is the summary of the 2024 operating budget, which passed tonight.
Okay, so again, the two separate parts of the budget in the grand total?
Well, there's multiple parts, so we have different sections. One section is the general fund, which is 31 million. Okay. Another section is special funds, which are things like street construction, parks and rec, where income tax dollars support those things. They're just separate from the general fund. That's $19 million, so you're $50 million there. And then the next section is capital projects, which we break out separately, which is about 4.2 million. And then section 5, which is a little over 12 million.
Okay. And very grand total, can you say?
Right around 65 million.
All right. Sorry to make you go through all that
okay.
again.
Yeah. The way the budget works, just as an ordinance, we appropriate by fund. And so we don't, it's not a total operating budget other than just to add those numbers up.
Okay. County Auditor Leonard educated me about budgets, so I got a good understanding from him, and he just quoted the two parts of the county budget.
Yeah, the county budget, I can't speak to that if it has two parts, but we obviously have income taxes, we have different things that the county does not have.
And how does this compare to previous years?
I don't have that offhand, but it'd be easy to look back to see what the total was last year.
Pretty close?
Well, we anticipate most expenses are increasing. We know that both police and fire, actually all pays are either went up in the last year, or we anticipate increases based on union contracts in the future. So you would expect to see operating increases across all departments. What you might not see an increase on is things like capital projects. Those can ebb and flow. So, for example, in the utilities department, sewer in particular, we have massive project, and then in the other departments, we might not have such big capital projects.
All right. Chillicothe Mayor Luke Feeney, who has formerly been the city auditor. A good summary. Thank you very much.
Thank you.